Hey, so I don't really know why this video is coming into existence. It's only gonna have like 2 views for now, hopefully at least. And well, if we're being honest, they'll both be me. But that crippling sadness aside, if I want to grow this channel at all, I need to actually make content, and I figure making content about not having made content is probably a pretty good idea. First of all, this is nothing. I have no commitment to this yet, so why would I pretend like I do? And second of all, as you can see, I have made some pretty and nice upgrade. Obviously, microphone, camera, computer. So for those you apes among the audience, you'll understand that perfectly. And well, to be honest, you're all apes. Now, I'm going to rattle off all the specs and all the things that I have gotten later in the video, so for any of the other terrible people out there like me, you'll really enjoy that. And now hopefully I can create a lot more content, and hopefully actually some half-decent content. For example, previously my laptop couldn't even run Stick Fight at a consistent frame rate. Now this baby, let me tell you something. She can play Minecraft. That is with shaders, by the way. I don't want to actually sell her short cheese. He's a nice guy. I'm really having difficulty on deciding the gender of this fucking computer. Alright, so besides my very difficult and strange inability to actually give my computer a consistent gender, I'm really excited to try and do this kind of stuff, and I hope that anybody else that I know that nobody else is excited. So a big thing, you don't know what my face looks like, and that's a good thing. Don't fucking stalk me. But without further ado, let's get to the nerdy shit that anybody might even remotely care about. So the big brain of this machine is the Ryzen 5 3600X, which is a really good mid-tier processor, and it's technically last gen, but when I built this PC, there weren't any talks of Ryzen 5000 coming out yet, so, Alright, so as you see some atrocious B-roll footage that I shot of the actual computer, whom I have promptly named Hamilton, I'm going to tell you about some specs that I couldn't really show you because it would have been too much of a pain to take it out or to film it directly. So the motherboard is an Aorus Elite B550. I know that I probably didn't have to go so all out, but I don't know, I just decided to. In terms of storage, I've got a 512GB Silicon Power SSD, and a 2TB Seagate Barracuda because who doesn't, and a funny little Wi-Fi card because my house doesn't have Ethernet. I've also got a pretty basic EVGA 600W 80 plus bronze certified power supply, which definitely meets the needs of my system, but if I ever upgrade, I might actually have to use those 600 watts. Now, as for RAM, I have 2 8GB sticks of Ripjaws 5 DDR4 3200 MHz in red. That's an important detail if you care about aesthetics. The graphics card that I'm using is an MSI RTX 2060 Gaming Z. I don't know if the Z really matters, but there's a non-Z variant, so let's just assume that there's a difference and continue with our day. And finally, for the case, I chose the Corsair Carbide Spec Delta, which is 3 RGB fans, inspired the gaming name for it, which is Singularity. So for any of you sweaty, gaming, terrible people out there, you'll really enjoy that. As for peripherals, my keyboard is a Logitech G413 mechanical keyboard. It's a pretty nice, middle-of-the-road, relatively cheap mechanical keyboard for what mechanical keyboards generally cost. My mouse is a Razer Basilisk X Hyperspeed, which is just a nice mouse, which I didn't pay extra for RGB, so it's just a big bang for the buck sort of option. As for my monitor, well, it lights up. As for the more content creational peripherals, my microphone is an Audio-Technica AT2020 USB Plus, and one of the biggest downsides of my setup here is my camera. It's a Panasonic HTC SD9. This is like a 10 to 15 year old camera I managed to get working with a $15 capture card and an HDMI cable.